Hi there, this is Doug Boyce, the training officer for North Country EMS. I'm here to show you IREM Responding. This is a web-based, app-based system that the agency is going to utilize immediately. It replaces InfoRad. It'll actually show dispatch information and callback information, and I'll show you how that works here shortly. IREM Responding is replacing InfoRad, like I said, as of immediately. I've reconciled all of the accounts. We basically just need to make sure everyone knows how to use this system. So here's the IREM Responding homepage. To log in, you'll actually have to go to the email that you received by me, or follow the directions if you received it via a text message. So for this example, we'll actually show you the email that was sent for this startup. You'll see that it's the agency login name right here. This is something you'll need, and you'll need the username and password, both right on this email. The other demographic information that I had put in here were some email addresses and some phone numbers. So make sure those are correct. The one thing that you want to make sure is that we have your provider, your cell phone provider, correct if you're going to utilize a cell phone to get your pages. And you'll see there's more information down here, and we'll talk about that momentarily in the IREM Responding website and how to adjust those. So we're going to go ahead and log into IREM Responding using that user. So we're just going to go to the web page and go subscriber login, CCFD 13, and make sure you do it all caps. It is case sensitive. This was going to be NC John Doe, and the password was NC John Doe. We're going to click remember me for this session because if you're going to go in and change any administrative or demographic information, it'll ask you to use your username and password again, and this will just bypass you actually having to type it. If you forgot your username and password, you can actually hit this button, forgot your password. It'll ask you for your email address, and then you'll retrieve it that way. So we're going to go ahead and log in. And this is the IREM Responding homepage. This is basically the same thing that you'll see out throughout the station. As you can see, if you've filled out your schedule, this will be the on-duty folks right here, and it'll actually tell you how long they're going to be on. The battalion chiefs will you can actually log into this service and actually see when they're off, so you'll never need to ask if it's on day 1 or day 2 for the battalion chief. This will also show you if there's actually a call out or a page out and someone's supposed to respond to the station, for example a crew 3 or crew 2 callback for third call or a VRT mission. You'll actually see them coming here. We'll show you how that looks here in a moment. You'll actually see dispatch information here. This is going to be set up very shortly, and we'll show you that option also when that comes out, and any upcoming events like training that would like to put in here, OTEP or PSEP or operational training, etc. It's kind of nice. This actually has the app links here for the iPhone, and then you have the directions on how to set up your Android app right here and using Google Play. So you can actually add your own schedule here. So this is John Doe. We're going to say that he's working today, and if you'll notice, it bumped right into this administrative page without using a username and password because we hit that button. Now I would like to talk to you about setting up your schedule. To set up your schedule, you'll have to do it in the future. You cannot set up your schedule as of right now or today, or you'll make sure you need to do it on your next shift. So if you have a normal shift, you can actually make a recurring shift, which is good to do. So you have all these different options. Like if you're out of town, if you want to put that you're out of town for this week, you can actually put that so we won't bug you when you're out of town or you're not available. If you're at work, Battalion 51, I can only go in the future if I'm at a regular user level. Today's date, let's say we're going to do it tomorrow, and the end date is going to be the same day, so this is the same shift. Let's say it's a 7:30 to 7:30 shift. To 19:30, and let's say we want to make it recurring. So let's say we do it every other week. It recurs every other week, and this is tomorrow. That'll be on a Tuesday, so every other week on Tuesdays, and then you can actually continue this for 10, 20, 30 different weeks. But if that's your normal shift, and you expect to be here forever, you can just put 100 and just let it keep on going. So let's push enter. It will say when your next schedule is going to be, and you can actually set up your you can actually print off your schedule, which is nice. You can see your past shifts and then your future shifts. The next thing I would like to talk to you about is the administrative functions you have as an agency member. Under administrative functions, you can go in here and edit your profile. Not very many things here that you can utilize other than the edit a member section. As you can see here, we're only able to select ourselves and make sure your information is correct. You basically need to make sure that all the information here is correct. Email address is correct. Any secondary email is correct, or added in here. Any place that you would like the information to go. One of the warnings I have is if you have a Microsoft based email like Live or MSN or Hotmail, I would recommend that you having a backup. We are having a few. Those websites seem to have more problems getting a quick email out to the provider. So be forewarned with that potentially having problems. Making sure your addresses are correct on your phone if you're getting text messages, and if you'll look under, if you hit the question mark, you can actually see the text addresses. For example, the AT&T wireless at txt.att.net. Verizon is at vtext. Down here, Verizon at vtext.com. And we do have a couple T-Mobiles out there at tmomail.net. So make sure that it's correct, and when we do a test page, make sure you identify if it's working or not. These phone numbers are just as important. If you're not using a smartphone or the app on the smartphone, you have a non-smartphone, make sure these are correct, and any place that you would potentially call to the 1-800 number. If I didn't explain that before, the agency has a 1-800 number that you can call directly if you have just a home landline or a non-smartphone. You can actually just call in, and if you have your default settings set up from home, you basically just have to call the 1-800 number, have it on a pre-dial on your phone, and you have to wait for about 5 seconds. It says thank you, and it automatically logs you in as responding if you call that number. And it would be in that email that you had. So make sure these numbers are correct. The business phone, any home telephone number you want in there. And I automatically put if you have a text address, I put that here also. If you don't have the app, you can actually just call from your phone. We don't need you to fill out this address, nor do we need to have you fill out the emergency information down here on the bottom. What I want you to do is key into this membership information and preference area. Default for us is going to be station 51. That's the most part where we all respond. If you happen to respond primarily to a different station, go ahead and select that, but I defaulted to station 51. Your default call-in response, if you actually call in to the 1-800 number or the 1-888 number, this is important if you plan on using a non-smartphone. If you plan on using an app or a smartphone, this is the default app response. So make sure this is correct on how long it would take for you to get to the station. And then you can change how long it actually takes to get to the station from when you actually respond on your phone. or when you call in. If you've set up your schedule and you want to get a little reminder, a push reminder of your schedule, this is information that I would like to also be keying in on is your primary email address if you want your dispatch information to go to those, or not at all. Let's say you just want, if you just want page outs, callbacks, etc., keep all those unchecked. But if you want dispatches to go to a text message or your primary email address, I'd recommend clicking one of those. It's going to be redundant, just so you know. If you're getting too many pages, I'd recommend only choosing one. Then if you have push notifications on your app, we'll show you how to set that up here momentarily. You'll actually just make sure that's clicked yes. If you are a firefighter, this is going to be the Clark County Dispatch. That's going to be the Fire District 13 only, and this is going to be the North Country EMS only dispatch pages. So if you'd want one or the other or both, go ahead and click those there, and you can choose to do so on your own. And that's about it. The system permissions down here, they're all grayed out. This is an administrative function, but you can actually just see what you're selected for. If you want to get any more information on updates on I Am Responding, click yes here. I have it defaulted to no.